Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. I swear to God, if there's something that can go wrong, it will go wrong. So not to not to belabor everything, but I just had to restart my computer. Of course, the microphone doesn't work, and I don't know why, but there we go. So we are restarted, and we are back in here out here at the Morgan Monroe State Forest this morning. It is actually a good, look like going to be a decent day here. Um, I think it's in the high 50s right now, and the sun is out, and it's going to get up towards 70. So it will be nice, and I'm excited about that. Um, sorry, I had to, like I said, I had to restart the computer. So just make sure, can everybody hear me just fine? Hopefully, I'm on the right microphone. So I see the little green lights bouncing, so we should be good. Should be good. But just looking through the chat here, looks like Jason Lockwood is first this morning. Good morning, Jason. Cooley checking in this morning from the other side of the state. I think I hate the time change bit, but now it's a little bit different. The sun's out. I think people will be up a little bit more earlier than before. Got Dave checking in from Kansas. No, St. Missouri. Missouri. Good morning, Dave. Jimmy checking in this morning. Good morning, Jimmy. Let's see here. Elodie checking in from the other side of the pond. Good morning, Elodie, or good afternoon. Robert checking in this morning says, "Good morning, Tim. Calm before tonight's anticipated storms in central Alabama." Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot of storms. It seems like the last couple of years it's been a little bit more intense. But it's really weird. There's this line of storms that kind of goes from southwest to northeast, but central Texas, Alabama area almost comes straight up, hits Springfield, Illinois, or I'm sorry, Springfield, Missouri, where Dave's at, comes across Caddy Corner through Missouri, hits St. Louis, and it's kind of like it just follows the I-70 kind of corridor there too, where it will come across Illinois and then hit into Terre Haute, Indiana, and then across over to Indianapolis and south. It's just kind of like it follows that stream there, and it seems like there's a lot of us along the way that live in that area. We're all seeing these storms every week. But Robert, stay safe, and make sure to get to your safe space if you have to. Safe place, not safe space. Safe space. There are a couple. I don't know if you guys probably know about them. There's a couple of YouTube channels that uh, do weather in real time during bad weather. So they go live, and they're bringing in uh, and tracking storms. And it's I wouldn't say it doesn't replace your local reporting, and it doesn't replace your local emergency communications, but they stay on top of it, and they focus in on areas where there's uh, tornadoes and bad weather like that. One of them is Ryan Hall, Ryan, Ryan Hall, and you guys are probably familiar with them. And the other one is Max Velocity. And I like both. I'll watch both of those streams. Sometimes I'll have them both up, just because you can't cover everything at the same time, um, and so in some cases you can get two different perspectives too, which is good in conjunction with the um, local weather reporting and such. So um, I'd bookmark them, check them out, bookmark them, and go from there. They spend a lot of time on the air, so personality sometimes may may not always be the best, but I tell you, and I shouldn't say that in a bad way. That's kind of indicating that they're not they're not cool. They're all cool, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Some people don't. You will turn away from a program sometimes. So, Freddie Mac checking in this morning. Good morning, Freddie Mac. Brookhouse and Atlas are checking in this morning. Good morning, guys. And I hate you, Jimmy. Forecasted to be in the low 90s here in Central Texas. I tell you, it was tough for me to leave Florida, and it started out a little chilly when we got there, low 60s, high 70s, or high 60s, low 70s when we went down here for the Ham Fest, knowing that I was going to have to leave Florida and drive back into cold weather, and we did it. Wasn't happy about it, and my wife has heard me complain about it several times. So not ideal, but it's not too bad here. Hopefully it'll warm up soon, and I will be out doing outdoor antenna stuff. And today would have been a day. It would have been a day. I've got the 7300 Mark II with me. I've got a handful of antennas. I've got two outdoor options. One is the ground mounted vertical, and I have to go ahead and adjust the coil. So if I switch from like 40 to 20, I have to get out of the vehicle. And that is not exactly, I've got a laptop on a table that hooks onto the steering wheel. So I'd have to discombobulate all that to get in and out. So that is one. And so I'm trying to avoid the vertical during the live streams while I'm at least sitting in the vehicle. When it's warm enough, I'll be out on the tailgate. That doesn't become an issue. The other one is the NFET half wave, and I got to find some distance to run that, 60 some feet, and also make it where I can get a good enough signal to stream. Download isn't so much of a big deal. It's the upload stream, and I got to have at least 12 megabit upstream to put up a 1080p stream without it having problems. So I'm back over here at the lake this morning because I couldn't find a stretch long enough, and where I've done it before with the wire, I went over there and I got like a 2 megabit upload speed, which was not gonna even do a 720 stream. So I moved on. So Joe checking in this morning, just Joe 101 checking in. Good morning. And let's see here. Brandon Wynn, Kilo Quebec 4 Yankee Victor Papa checking in this morning. Good morning. Steve checking in this morning. Good morning, Steve. Bill Myers checking in this morning, and Teddy, Whiskey Alpha 4 Tango Echo Delta, Teddy checking in this morning. Good morning, guys. So I really don't have a whole lot to talk about this week. It's been I guess a cool week in amateur radio. If you guys didn't catch the Ham Radio Kids table this last week, Jimmy actually, John, good morning. Jimmy, PRK Radio. If you guys don't follow his channel, go check it out. Had actually dropped a video about a law that was signed here in Indiana just at the beginning of the year. Well, it was proposed. They did their legislative stuff, and the governor here in the state of Indiana signed it at the beginning of March, and it goes into effect at July 1st. So it's how Indiana does their laws. So July 1st, it will go into effect. and it's the first attempt at the state, and I say first attempt, I think there's probably gonna end up being some modifications that are probably gonna have to be done, and I'm sure there'll be legal challenges to it, but it is more than, nothing, and it is definitely something to get the ball rolling, and that is protecting homeowners in HOAs from HOAs restricting their ability to put up antennas. Now, it doesn't really get into the specifics. It can't really tell them what they can and can't do, other than they just cannot do anything to prevent you from putting out the antenna. Wednesday night on the kids' table, I had Jimmy come on since he had done the video, and we were able also to get in contact with Hunter and Campbell, who Hunter was the actual, and this warms my heart, minor. He's still in high school, under 18. I'm assuming he's still in high school, but under 18. And his older brother, which we didn't talk age, but I'm gonna guess is, somewhere in that less than 10 years older stage, and I believe he's actually maybe in college. Um, put this together. They worked with the state senator that represents the area that they live in, and they were able to insert some legislation, some just some very simple statements into a larger bill that was already out there. So we got a chance to talk to uh, Hunter and found out a little bit about him. They'd been in how long they've been in amateur radio, because like I said, they're young. They've got involvement with their local club, which is really cool. And Hunter had also uh, had interned and worked as a page there with the local government. So uh, it warms my heart to see that there's young people involved. The interesting thing that he went out and did this, he has no skin in the game on this one either. I mean, he's a ham radio operator, but they don't live in an HOA, so it's not something that directly affects him. But he took his something that he was familiar with, and was able to utilize that in a way to help the community as a whole. And so that was nice. So we had them on. I know Jason Ham Radio 2.0. I don't know if it's gone uh, public yet. It might still be in the members only uh, pre-release. Just did a video on it too, which is great, because obviously he's got a much bigger reach uh, than us, but it is there, and it's like I said, it's great. I know the ARRL is trying to get national legislation in. Sometimes it takes a grassroots effort, and I definitely see this one as a grassroots effort. Uh, this is Indiana first. Now it's there's some kind of caveats to it. Like I said, it'll probably get challenged in court at some point, and that's okay. That's really kind of how the system works. But our guess is that they will most likely put it in. Some owner, some homeowners owners, some HOA will probably challenge it in some way, shape, or form, or they'll come back and they'll fine a homeowner or whatever, and then they will have to sue, and then that starts the process. Uh, but in the interim, the hope is that other people, other states will say, well, if Indiana did it, we can do it. And maybe a larger majority of states will enact some state legislation that models it. Like I said, it was very simple, 4 lines. Now, the one thing that I think that kind of made it slide through is that any existing homeowners uh, documents, guiding documents that have specific provisions with amateur radio antennas. Um, as long as they don't change, they're still enforceable. Anything before June 30th of this year. Anything after this, then they cannot draft legislation or draft, guidelines that prohibit it. Now, where the question is whether this comes into interpretation of the law is if they make modifications to their documents, they make some new policy change, or they come out and they change the colors that you can have your primary and secondary colors, or they say that you can't do whatever, then if they do this, then any restrictions to amateur radio antennas have to come out, or are non-enforceable after that point. And then that may come down to how they define the documents. Do they leave the old ones intact and then reference them in new ones? It's a whole bunch of stuff that, like I said, it's going to have to work its way through the courts. I'm sure at some point there'll be a challenge to it, but nonetheless, it is a great effort. It got it in there, and it is it's a positive step, and I'm glad that we've got young people that are interested enough to do something like that. Joe says he won 200 feet of LMR 400 coax at the Birmingham Ham Fest last week. Well, awesome job. That is cool. Hopefully, you've got something you can put it to good use. Ed Steve says it's a good start. It is. I'm excited to see my my I'd mentioned it in the show. My first house was in an HOA, and I was all about HOAs. Only because I'm making that first investment into real estate, and that's generally your home is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make. And it was a lot of money for me, so I wanted to make sure that my neighbors were mowing their lawns and doing those kind of things. What I found was that it was a bunch of retirees in the same position, right? That they've worked for this, they've got this investment, they want to keep the area nice, but they just got a little too nitpicky. Now, in our case, we had a pool, we had 14, 15 acres of common property. We had what was, when it was first developed, was supposed to be this big residential, 450-ish homes, commercial thing. So you came in off the interstate, and you would go in, and this big grand entrance where this road went through, and all the residential was on one side of the road, and then there was commercial, there was restaurants, there was things. It was all developed by the same people, and so the homeowners association took the responsibility for the front entrance and the grand stuff, and this established 10 plus years. The businesses ultimately never really kicked in, never really helped out. And there was apartment complexes. So, so that was one side of the road, and the other side was all the residential stuff. They never really became part of the community. They were just there, but we kept maintaining the front entrance. And eventually, as time went on, the interest kind of waned. So the homeowners association, or the people that were there, I guess, I don't know, just decided that, well, nobody else has really said they wanted to be involved, so they just stopped having public meetings. And then their terms expired, and they just stayed. Nobody. So I move in, and I get a notice that my dues are going from, I don't know, $250 a month to like $600. It was quite an excessive jump. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? And it just kind of snowballed from there. Right? Well, when are the meetings? Why are we doing this? Who do I talk to? And it went from well, nobody cared and did anything, so they decided without any kind of a approval or accountability that they were going to basically go out and hire the most expensive landscapers and I don't know if there was any um, malfeasance there, financial malfeasance, but they were definitely not they were definitely not looking for the best contracts and negotiating very well. It was oh well, this company takes care of these fancy neighborhoods on the north side, so we'll just use them, so we'll be fancy on the south side. It was that kind of stuff. It was more vanity than anything else. But yeah, it turned into a long, legal, protracted fight. We basically had to get the state involved to get them ousted. There was lawyers. It was horrible. Now the good news is that the homeowners association was positions were repopulated with people that were voted upon. Dues came down. Things got a little bit more reasonable. And actually, out of that, the gentleman who became the president took the model that they created and started a third-party homeowners association management company, and has done pretty well for himself out of that. So it was a good deal. Dave checking in this morning from South Carolina. Good morning, Dave. And then Kilo Papa 3 Lima, MR Radio checking in this morning. Good morning. Colin in checking in from the other side of the equator. Good morning, Colin. Or actually, I don't know, good afternoon or evening. I know you guys are, I'm not sure how many hours ahead. So, yeah, that's homeowners associations in a nutshell. Because of all that, when I moved here in this house, we opted to move into the neighborhood. We have a defunct homeowners association. It was just there. And I don't know if you get away from them. Dave, good morning. Oh, by the way, Dave, I got one of the Duo nodes put together and up and running right now. So I got to do the other one. I think I'm going to do a video on soldering because that's not as exactly straightforward as it looks. And so I purposely looked for a neighborhood where there wasn't a homeowners association. We've got, I think somebody mentioned on the Andrew the Brockham had mentioned that where he lives, it's more of a homeowners. It's not an HOA, but it is a cooperative where they will collect some dues to take care of some very minor things. I think also Jason mentioned in his video that he's also in some type of a voluntary HOA. And then Jimmy also talked about on the stream place that they were looking at where they reached out about the HOA. And the HOA was more like an anti-HOA where they were it wasn't a list of things you can't do. It was hey, come here, check it out, and here's what we're not going to bug you about this. And oh, here, look how non-restrictive our things are. I mean, there is a positive side to an HOA. It really just comes down to the people, unfortunately. And a lot of what you see, because everybody when they're younger is busy with kids and family and life, and that they don't have the extra time to dedicate. And then you do get, unfortunately, older people who are protecting their retirement, their investment, and they sometimes drag it a little too far. You know, I think Cooley said he had an HOA, but then they got rid of it. Like I said, mine's defunct. It was defined in when they laid out the neighborhood, but it's never done anything. What we have is that a couple times a year, it's usually led by one of the neighbors. She'll come around and say, "Hey, you know what? We want to plant flowers out front or do some minor maintenance. Do you mind pitching in 10 or 15 or $20?" Okay. Um, that's been and then you see something and they'll plan a day where they'll go out and they'll take care of the entrance going into the neighborhood or something like that. It's been um, very simple. Um, Colin says the 60-foot tower looks small next to the phone company's 137-foot tower in the yard next to him. Meaning, yeah, there's a neighborhood up in Indianapolis. Now the house is pre-existing. This guy has 5. He's a contester. I think he's got 5 ginormous towers with multiple arrays of antennas on each one. I mean, there's 2 or 3 of them, not only movable ones, but then arms out to the side with other fixed type antennas. And people moved and built a neighborhood right next to it. Never heard of any legal issues going on with it, but it definitely stands out. I would think if I wasn't involved in amateur radio, I might be a little concerned about that moving in. But as far as I know, there's no problems, and we'll have to reach out to that guy, see if I can't come in there and interview him. So let's get on the air. Let's do some radio stuff. And little discombobulated there. Start. Oh, you know what? Let's share the screen. I think I would have to move some stuff around here. Oh, I do want to thank the members. I'll let that stream there for a little bit. I did stop by here last night on the way back from Bloomington. My wife and I, we went to dinner, and with the time change, now the new day's back at 8 p.m. Eastern for us, and was able to. I got here about 20 to 8. Just pulled in, and obviously I wasn't prepared to do any high-speed logging or anything like that. So I had my just my phone. I had World Radio League on my phone, and it just sat out here. And I tell you, there comes a point when it's almost too small, and my phone, even I mean, it's a Pro Max or whatever, so it's the biggest of the big screens. Trying to type, with one finger and hit all the numbers without messing up was interesting to say the least. Definitely, if, I'm not saying don't use it, but I would prefer a bigger screen. So, but I didn't have anything with me. But my wife was with me. She's just like, I I think one of the things that really draws me into the radio and the POTA is is just the speed. She's like, it was impressive to watch you listen, translate, phonetics into letters and numbers, get it typed in, read, when it comes back, who the person is, and then um, be able to recall it, get it back, swap the numbers, get the park numbers in, when somebody does uh, the park to park, and be able to do all that, and just have it, rip like that. Um, she was impressed. She doesn't normally come with me to there, so, but there was enough. Light out, like it is now, that she was able to read her book, and she was happy with that. So, um, Rajesh, good morning. In Nepal, looks like. Awesome. Julie, good morning. Hopefully, Vaughn's with you, and he's got his pants on this morning. Between being in your bed and Vaughn running around without any pants on, you and I and Vaughn have got some strange stories to tell our grandkids. All right, let's. Go ahead and adjust the antenna. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Threw me off. All right. Let's find an open frequency. Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo 8, Bravo Alpha Charlie. Good morning, Tim.
Kilo 8, Bravo Alpha Charlie. Alan, good morning. 5-9.
Yeah, I got about your 5-7 to 5-9 bounce around this morning. Conditions are better than they were yesterday, but you're making the trip just fine.
All right, sounds good, my friend. How's stuff up there in Michigan?
It's it's going to be warm today, but don't be fooled. We're going to send some cold air your way pretty soon here.
Yeah, I heard you. Hey, everything okay? I saw that you're running your furnace or refrigerator or something on battery.
Yeah, we had a little 4 to 5 hour test Friday or Thursday last week. We were out of power for a while. Apparently, the only thing that happened was an animal got into something, but it was a successful test. I had a little bit of fun, and the Anchor Solix, boy, she carried the day. Had heat, had the refrigerator running, and everything else. Didn't even miss a beat. Over.
All right, sounds good. Glad that everything worked out great. Hey, but have a good day today, and we will talk to you later in 73.
73, Jeff.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo 9, Oscar Bravo, Alpha Echo.
Kilo 9, Oscar Bravo, 5-9.
Got your 5-9 plus 10, Michigan, Mike India. Thank you.
All right, thank you for Michigan. Have a great day today in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo.
Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo. Dave, good morning, 5-9.
Hey, good morning, Tim. I got you 5-7 down here, Mike Oscar this morning.
All right, thank you for 5-7 from Missouri. Have a great day today in 73.
Hey, 7-3, thanks for being up there activating and put on, sir.
All right, put on, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo 4, Bravo, Delta, X-Ray Park.
Park, 1 second, please. Kilo Tango 4 station.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Hotel, Zulu, Kilo.
Kilo Quebec 4, Hotel Zulu Kilo. Aaron. Oh, golly. Sorry. Good morning. I copied 5-5 into Kentucky. A little light this morning. I'm going to give you about a 5-2. All right, Aaron. Have a great day today at 73, my friend. Park station. Go ahead. Kilo Sugar 4 Sugar. Good morning, Wilson. 5-1.
Roger, 5-7. North Carolina. Good luck.
All right, thanks for the 5-7 from North Carolina. Have a great day today in 73. All right, thank you. Was there a park station?
Alpha Bravo 4, Kilo November.
Alpha Bravo 4, Kilo November, 5-7.
Good morning, 5 and 5, 5-5 Georgia. Thanks for the park. 73.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Romeo November.
Kilo Fox 8, Alpha Romeo November, 5-9.
You're 5-9 here in West Virginia. Whiskey Victor.
All right, thank you for West Virginia this morning. Have a great day today in 73.
73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo 2 Sierra Bravo Mike.
Kilo 2 Sierra Bravo Mike. Sean, good morning, 5-9.
And you're 5-9 here in North Carolina. Doing a little HF practice with my son. Appreciate you being out there activating.
Oh, hey, not a problem. Keep them on the mic and get them out there. Thank you for the contact. Have a great day today in 73.
7-3 to you. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo 8 Delta X-Ray Romeo.
Kilo 8 Delta X-Ray Romeo. Good morning, Howard, 5-9.
Roger, you're 5-7 Oscar Hotel.
All right, thank you for Ohio this morning. Have a great day today in 73.
7-3.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Kilo Foxtrot 4 Sierra November Juliet.
Kilo Fox 4 Sierra November Juliet. Ronald, 5-7.
Roger, I have you 5-5 at North Carolina 73. Thanks for the activation.
All right, thank you for North Carolina. Have a great day today in 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
November 3 November Hotel.
November 3 November Hotel, 5-8.
Roger, Roger, 5-9 Pennsylvania.
All right, Alfred, thank you for 5-9 into Pennsylvania. Have a great day today in 73.
Roger, Roger.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
Whiskey Tango 8 Juliet.
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Tango 8 Juliet, 5-9.
Roger, Roger, 5-9 Michigan. Thank you so much for the part.
All right, Julie, thank you. Have a great day today in 73.
7-3.
All right, thank you. Was there K Jules? Are you out there? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot QRZ.
November 3 Charlie Delta Foxtrot.
November 3 Charlie Delta Fox. Wayne, good morning, 5-9.
I've got you about 5-5 here in Georgia.
All right, thank you for Georgia this morning. Have a great day today in 73.
7-3. 3.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo India 4, Yankee Zulu, November.
Kilo India 4, Yankee Zulu, November. William, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, Tim. 5923, Tango November.
All right, thank you for Tennessee. Have a great day today in 73. Was there a park station?
Kilo 4, Bravo, Delta X-ray, Park.
Kilo 4, Bravo, Delta X-ray. You are 5-9 into my park US 4215. QSL.
QSL copy park number 4215. I am in the US 13002. That's 13002. QSL, you're 5 and 9. 5 and 9.
I copied 5-9 into Uncle Sam 13002, my friend. Have a great activation today in 73.
73, thanks for picking me up.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. Kilo 4, Mike India. A little light, but got you in the log 4848.
Roger, got you to about 57 into Virginia.
I copied 5-7 into Virginia, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
73, yeah.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
November 8, Mike Victor Uniform.
November 8, Mike Victor Uniform. Craig, good morning, 5-9.
Yeah, thank you for the 5-9. You're also 5-9 into Michigan. Mike India, 7-3.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. All right, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot going QSY to 20 meters. Do a little speed shift in here. Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot.
Kilo Juliet 4.
Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot.
It's all yours, Tim.
All right, thank you, Julie.
Good morning. Kilo Juliet 4, Uniform Lima Zulu.
Kilo Juliet 4, Uniform Lima Zulu 59+.
You are a 5-5 coming into Central Florida, but you are a 5-9 always in my book, Tim.
Sounds good, Julie. How are things going?
He's outside running around. I'll run him to come get you.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day today in 73.
Kilo 4, Victor Echo Tango.
Kilo Golf 4, Victor Echo Tango. Little low there, about a 5-1-51, Vaughn. All right, thank you. You guys have a great day today in 73.
7-3, Tim.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Cat control for Lennox, Dave. I know you're all about it. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Chris said 20 meters is still broken, apparently. Can't hear me. And Chris said, yes, they did. So CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. So I take a second here. I see we actually got a large number of people watching on X. If you just kind of scrolled through and wondered what the heck I'm doing, just to give it a real quick recap, my name is Tim. I've got a YouTube channel called Gray Man POTA, and I'm out here at the Morgan Monroe State Forest with an amateur radio. So that's what you see here in front of you. I'm actually making contacts with people over the air throughout the country in a program called Parks on the Air, and that's where amateur radio operators go out, set up their gear in state and federal parks. They have to be designated. There's it's kind of a gamification of amateur radio, but it's there's a couple different programs. Parks on the Air is one of them. There's also Summits on the Air where people take their gear and backpack, hike up to summits, set it up, and the goal is to make contacts with people and to get out there in amateur radio. This program kind of kicked off in the late 2010s before COVID. And because of COVID, a lot of people really got involved. A lot of people got involved with amateur radio, both as something to do when you were locked down and a way to communicate with people outside of other than, just the chat rooms and stuff like that. But also as a way to get out and go do something. So, it's just blown up, and it's cool. So I like to live stream it with my YouTube channel to really show people to how to get out here. And one of the kind of things I think a lot of people suffer from, myself included, was mic fright, and just being able to talk to somebody on the other end, albeit briefly. Now other people use this as SHTF communications. Some people use this for emergency communications. There's a bunch of avenues, and it's both a technical hobby, meaning you can dive into it and do technical things, engineering stuff, learning about RF and things, and then there's an operator side of it too, and that's what we're doing here, is the operator side and getting out there and making contact. So that's kind of the long and short. There's if you're interested, you can go over to the YouTube channel and search for Gray Man POTA, GRAYMAN POTA, or you can throw my call sign in NW9F in November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. I had to think about that for a second. NW9F, and find a channel and go from there. I do a variety of things. I'm more of a technical. I'm an engineer by trade, and I do more of the technical stuff. But I also just get out and have fun, because that's what amateur radio is about. We got about 5 more minutes. I'm going to give it some more calls on the radio here, and then we're going to have to.
I copy you 55 in South Florida.
Wow, that didn't take long. I lost the frequency already. Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is the frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. And some frequencies, like I'm at a 14 megahertz. Whiskey Juliet 2 Bravo. Good morning, 5-9.
QSL, you also 5-9, Long Island, New York.
All right, thank you for Long Island this morning. Have a great day today in 73, my friend.
7:30.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. And Chris says building stuff you can use is kind of cool too. And that's having an understanding of how to fix things is always a great thing. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo 5, Kilo Alpha Zulu, Fox.
Kilo 5, Kilo Alpha Zulu. Charles, good morning. You're about a 5252 into my park, US 4215.
QSL, you're a 5-1, my 5, US 1928, Foxtrot Lima, QSL.
I copied the, I think you said 5-2 into US 1928, QSL.
1928, 1928.
Roger, 1928. Hey, thank you for the contact. I appreciate it this morning. Have a great activation in 73.
73, Sam, have a great activation.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo India 5, India Lima.
The Kilo India 5 station.
Kilowatt India 5, India Z Lima. You are 5-5 in the East Texas.
Kilo India 5, India Z Lima. Copied 5-5 into Texas. You're 5-9 in the park this morning.
Roger, 73 QSL. Good luck.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ.
Kilo Bravo 5, Sierra Alpha Victor.
Kilo Bravo 5, Sierra Alpha Victor. Good morning, Jason, 5-9.
QSL, I got you 5-6 down here in Louisiana, QSL.
I copied the 5-6 into Louisiana, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
QSL, you have fun out here, 73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. All right, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot going QRT. All right. So let's go ahead and break it there. We got about, I'm looking at the wrong clock. Well, we got about a minute. So quick breakdown for today. Ham Church is going live. So want to, so here is our contact. So as far north up here is Muskegon, Michigan. over in the Detroit area. So I got 4 contacts up in Michigan, and just kind of going around as far west there, Kilo Juliet 2 Bravo, about 710 miles away from not exact, but from grid square to grid square. Far south is Kilo 5 Kilo Alpha Zulu. I believe it's down in the park down there. So, and Louisiana. So typical 40 meters, 7 megahertz, and also 20 meters for the setup I have. Now that it's warming up here and get a little bit more, we will get the longer antennas out and stretch out and make some further contacts. Chris is asking how much power I'm running. I'm just using 100 watts with the Yaesu 891 here. So max power. I just turn it up and go. For voice, digital would be a little bit different story. But yeah, the other, obviously, for people that are part of the reason why I do 40 and it's more regional 7 megahertz is that this half of the country isn't awake yet. So we're doing that. But hey, guys, getting out of here. It is going to be a beautiful day out. Hopefully you can get outdoors and have some fun. There's going to be plenty of ham radio content available today. Frank's going to be on, Tank Frank, I think at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. Jason Ham Radio 2.0 will be on tonight with the live stream. So make sure you check it out. Have a great time. Ham Church is up. Go there and let them know the fat guy with the beard from the park sent you over there. Have a great day, and 73, everybody.